twisted crayon. Gangland, all the facade that you can spray on. Killing birds with one stone is what we stay.
Cheers. Well, we gotta start the podcast. Well, cheers and first.
Welcome back to Marathon Mortgage Happy Hour. I'm Mike Witzak.
My name is Rory Farrell. And Mike's spilling on himself.
Yeah.
First beer here. First beer this kid's ever had. Newly 21. We are at the Fort in Fort Washington. For those of you who have not been there, I think it's probably been open for like 6 months or something. Randomly enough, my uncle did the wiring in this place when they were like opening it up. He like messaged me on Facebook. I did all the wiring in there. So
interesting.
There you go. Anyway, yeah, we're at the Fort. If you haven't checked it out, check it out for sure. Wings are great. Happy hour is awesome.
Yep. Happy hour's great.
Sunshine Pilsner is good. And I literally reached out to him like an hour ago, and I was like, hey, do you mind if we come film this podcast? And they're like, yeah, great.
And we just dropped on in.
Super accommodating, so thank you to Dana and Rory at the hostess stand.
Yep.
Rory at the hostess stand. Shout out. I'm going to be away for the next couple of weeks, so we're like kind of like steamrolling podcasts.
Thanking them.
And we're just kind of like shoehorning them in, even though we don't have a lot to talk about. We had 2 guests cancel on us this week. No big deal. We'll get them back in. And so we kind of like are scrambling. So we're doing a new series. We just filmed the first one in Glenside today with Tom Hendel of Keller Williams.
Yep.
We're gonna kind of like highlight specific neighborhoods with realtors that are like centric to that neighborhood. So we did Glenside with Tom Hendel. That'll probably come out next week, assuming that this will probably come out Friday.
Yeah, that works.
Whatever. So keep an eye out for that. We're gonna have Pat on for Doylestown, Pat Menzel. I'm gonna do one in Brigantine. You're gonna do one in Fairmount. We're gonna hopefully get Andrea Claire
one in Jim Thorpe.
Do one in Jim Thorpe. We'll do Andrea Claire hopefully in Mount Airy. She loves Mount Airy, so keep an eye out for that. That's fun. Just trying to do like different content. But today I have a unfortunately it's not unique situation. But
it's kind of crazy. You're the one taking the 2-week vacation at this point.
Yeah, but I'm actually going to be working.
Yeah.
Whereas you take 2 weeks and I do all your work.
True, but you know. I can do your work.
I'm really hoping that it's kind of like the classic, you go on vacation and you get busy. I'm having a good month already, but I think if I'm gone for the next 2 weeks, it's kind of
be nice.
It'll be a medium month.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have a little extra business here the second half of the month.
A little juice,
yeah,
and
I'll just hand some stuff off to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, I'll be in Brigantine, so it's not like I'm in Vietnam 12 hours behind.
I don't know who would go there, but whatever.
Heard it's a beautiful country.
Yep.
So yeah, I've started to say like what I wanted to talk about is I unfortunately ran into something that we run into a lot where had a house under contract. I pre-qualified these guys. It really took a week to 2 weeks to get them approved. It's a complicated file, low credit, FHA, 3 borrowers, limited funds, limited income, high DTI, all that stuff. Oh. So it wasn't just like an easy, just like straight down the middle one. And then the realtor had to get a house under contract with an FHA loan. So months of estimates and updated pre-approvals and kind of talking to listing agents and all that. So you do all that and, finally get a house under contract. Loan application goes out, loan's locked, all that stuff.
Yep.
And the guy goes to get his earnest money down check and goes into a PNC. And they're like, oh, we can do a better rate than that. And the guy's like, oh, great, let's talk about it. So then, of course, I immediately get an email or a phone call from the realtor like, yo, this is what's going on. They can offer a better rate. They can't work with them. PNC sucks. They're waiving their appraisal, like a $10,000 appraisal gap. So like, he's like, I've worked with PNC in the past. They're gonna mess up this appraisal. It's gonna be short. Like, it's gonna come out of their pocket. So long story short, I was like, all right, we'll just have them get approved. See how long this takes because they're already 4 days into their commitment time period and their loan application time period. So it took them like days to get them a quote, and then the quote was like kind of iffy, but they ended up handing in all their documents. Gets to the end of the 4 or 5 days later, and the guy's like, oh yeah, I can't do your loan. So the point is that there's a reason why you work with brokers. There's a reason why you kind of like develop this relationship over weeks of getting to know their file, getting to know their income, getting to know everything, running things by an underwriter. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't shop, but 3 or 4 days into a 30-day settlement on a sticky loan isn't the time to start shopping around with some random person that you don't know. Like, do your research ahead of time. Talk with me, talk with another broker that's recommended either by a friend or family, more importantly, your realtor, someone that you know personally, and do your shopping around at that point, and then once you have 2 really solid people who you can go to, when you have the house under contract, that's when you kind of do apples to apples loan estimates. But you know, a couple days into it, and thank God they couldn't do it because it was gonna be a nightmare if they ended up going with PNC. Like the realtor's like, I'm so glad. Like I've done it with PNC, Wells Fargo, Citibank. He's like, there's always an issue.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my little fun tidbit for the week. It happens more often than not, unfortunately, and we're quote unquote like fighting for our life after we've spent weeks and weeks with people and you know put in the effort and built the relationship, and then you know when the time comes they start shopping around. I'd say, maybe you back me up, 9 times out of 10 we still win the business.
Yeah.
But we waste about a week of underwriting time.
And just time in general. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and
But-
at the end of the day, if like there's 2 legitimate quotes, we have one, and this legitimate other mortgage person who's local and bona fide has a good quote, and we're not
Yeah.
the best one, we're like, cool, like whatever,
We get
it is
it.
what it is. Like we're not
Yeah.
going to win every one, but when you're looking at apples to apples, we generally, like I said, 9 times out of 10, not only do we win on rate and fees, but just the relationship that we've built and
Yeah.
the research we've done and the conversations we've had with underwriters. So that's it, man.
That was a good podcast, Rory. You did well.
I should just do it solo, man.
You should.
You could just be behind the screen, behind the lens,
Where's me?
producing. I'm the on-air talent. You were just watching golf the whole time.
Yes, I have been actually.
What did I say? I'm gonna give you a
You
quiz.
knew it. You knew it.
All right. Happy Friday.
Give me a quiz. I heard the story.
Thank you very much, Fort, for having us. Go check out the Fort if you haven't already. And yeah, give us a call if you have any questions, specifically for the next 2 weeks, because I'll be in Brigantine and I
Yeah.
need to be busy.
Yes.
Cheers. Happy Friday.
While brothers drop down to their knees and make newer popsicle sticks race down the curb.